We have our last speaker, and during Senator Orlando Mercado's years in the Senate, he held the positions of the Majority Leader, Assistant Majority Leader. He chaired the Senate Committee on Defense and Security and the Finance Subcommittee responsible for the oversight of the budgets of the Philippines. Senator Mercado was advisor to the GRP panel talks in talks with the MNLF from 1993 to 1996 and was Secretary of Defense from 1998 to 2001. Senator Mercado, welcome. I forgot to say that he has a PhD in political science from the University of the Philippines.
Thank you, Winnie, Mr. President, fellow members of the panel. I would like to thank you for the invitation. I was not around when it was in 2005 when this was presented, so I read it for the first time when I was given a copy. And I would like to say that so far I have not heard anybody complain or controvert any of the provisions or any of the parts of the report. And I would like to say, my first reaction after reading the report, and I told Winnie, you know, this should be on the desks of all of our government officials from director up. And they should be able to refer to it and read to it because it gives us a comprehensive understanding of the history of the conflicts, not only with the MILF, but the CPP, NPA. And I would like to commend those who have written it. But at the same time, it also shows us the way where we can go. I've been listening very intently to what has been said. I just would like to make a very short reaction to first to say that as regards the remark of Dr. Mastura, we have owned up responsibility for what has happened in Abu Bakar when we were at the helm. But I would like to clarify, as I have indeed in the past apologized for that lechon incident, there was no intention really on our part to humiliate or to express in nonverbal form any attempt to disregard the Muslim religion. It is unfortunate. We've never stopped apologizing, but I don't think it sets the mood if we focus on these things. Much the same manner as those who object on the other side focus on the beheadings of soldiers. These are unfortunate things that happen. We can put them aside, and I think we will be able to move forward. Now, one thing is very obvious from my point of view, listening to the statements and having read very carefully the report, is that indeed one of the most serious problems that we face as regards our conflict in Mindanao, aside from thinking of it as a Mindanao problem and not a Philippine problem, as the report has indicated, is that it is a manifestation of our problems in governance. The lack of coherence in policy is obvious. And the report indeed indicates to us that there have been three competing policy positions: pacification and demobilization, military victory, or institutional peace building. It has been very clearly indicated to us that there has been no coherence, and it has been a zig and a zag as far as policy is concerned. Now, this is also symptomatic of our own country as it is. The problems of lack of continuity in terms of policy is seen even when a mayor gets elected. The moment he gets sworn in, he changes everything. He disregards he does not build on what has been previously set up by his predecessors. The same is true also. We can see this also even in the context of secretaries, of heads of departments. So it is a serious problem. How do we move forward? Indeed, as it has been stated in the report, we have to ensure policy consistency and coherence. Now, one of the most serious problems that we face in governance is that we don't have a culture of strategic thinking. And we cannot legislate a culture of strategic thinking. It is something that grows out of us. We always say, why can't we see these things from the long term, with a long-term point of view? Even in today's debate, it is almost always as if it were a choice between the policy of a military victory or surrender, as Frank has mentioned, that indeed you cannot have a situation wherein you have peace by surrender or a dismembering of the republic. But that is another problem. The other problem was that there has been a real, true, as has been indicated, lack of transparency in the negotiations. My little experience in 1993 to 1996 as an advisor from the Senate, I was there because I was chairman of the Committee on Defense and Security, was a more open negotiations that we've had in Jakarta. And we even had media covering our negotiations. Of course, there were instances we would tell them, we can't reveal everything because we are in the middle of negotiations, but it wasn't done in secret. You have to have dialogue. We cannot negotiate without building, as the report had indicated, a peace constituency. And you cannot build a peace constituency if there is no transparency. So this is the most important thing that we have to focus ourselves on. The report indicates that there are things that we have to do in many areas: delivery of services, education, the issue of electoral reform, governance reform, and reform in the security sector.